Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Stacia. So since the last episode I have been fairly busy, but before I go over that, I want to go ahead, let me grab this. I've been getting some things prepped up, and let's take a look at the steel casing. I want to get, oh, I am short, but I've been very busy around the base, and I've got a few things to show you. But up here, let me go ahead, we'll get this guy running real quick. And I've got my phosic resonator on me because I want to show you something quite nifty. I discovered that it works out perfectly. Right over here is a star field. So that works out to my liking quite a bit because I'm actually planning on bringing these up a bit. And they're going to be pretty high. I don't know if I'll go completely up to 120, but I can set up my Astral Sorcery stuff up here where the roof of this building is going to be. So it is going to work out very nicely for us, I think. But let's pop back over. Let me get this. Okay, and while that's finishing up, let me just pop over and get my 20 of these ran into the alchemy catalyst real quick. Boom. There we go. We're back home and get the rest of this. I need to charge my mana tablet back up as well. Okay, so there's 40 of those. Perfect. Alright, so let's head over. And right in here, we're going to go ahead and just toss down those. And we're going to make ourselves 10 steel casings. Prepping for this actually wasn't that bad, truth be told. It makes all of them perfect. There's 10 steel casings. That's great. And if we pop up, I have started plotting out these floors a little bit, as you can see, where this is going to come up at. And I'm honestly probably going to put a little section down here that you access from the floor above. You can come down, because there's enough room here for, well, no, because I have to have a floor there and a ceiling. Yeah, probably not. I'll probably just maybe do some kind of little setups or something and use that floor space. But right up here, I did just go ahead and I set up some latex processing automation. Semi-automation, I guess, because I still have to manually bring over wood. But you'll notice that right down here, I have a factory block placer from Engineer's Decor. And this is just placing our blocks of acacia wood just directly up. And you can see if I pull this block up, you can see there's the acacia wood. And then I've got 4 fluid extractors around this. Those all get pumped out into this latex processing unit, which is also getting water. Of course, I could have the sink directly next to it and just be pulling the water. But I like the way this looks more, so I went ahead and did it this way. And then I have some of the latex is coming off and going into this jumbo tank. So you can see we have 7 buckets in that because we do need the liquid latex as well. And then the tiny dry rubber is just being automatically pushed out from the top and going into this frame drawer. So that way we just have some automatic tiny dry rubber coming in. Now if we pop down a couple things down here that I wanted to make note of. First up, Linda brought up in the Discord the reason that the Mob Slaughter Factory was not pushing. I find this to be the weirdest thing ever, is because the back side here actually counts as the front side. So what we'll have to do is we'll have to say front push, and also on the meat front push. And so then if we were to turn this back on, which I've got it turned off at the moment, but if we turn it back on and let the pigs start spawning, it should automatically push that out for us. And this is going to start killing, and you can see we got some pink slime, but it's automatically just going out into that tank. So it is working much better now. So big thank you to Linda on that. I totally forget that the front is the back. You know, you would think the end of the machine that actually runs is the front, but that's not the case, because whenever you place this down, of course, it sets this side towards you, and so that's the reasoning for that, I suppose. Now you can see over here that we've actually generated a ton of pink slime. we have like over 1,600 buckets of pink slime. And we only have 112 buckets of liquid meat. So it's actually working out nicely. We're not actually generating a ton of liquid meat. So right now I don't have fluids voiding set up for this just yet, because realistically, this is probably going to be enough pink slime to carry us through like the majority of the pack. We'll see. But we still have a lot of room to kind of fill out that liquid meat. And I did expand this out. We're going to be working over here today. And over here, right now inside of there, if you look, there is wither skeletons that we're spawning. So if we turn this back on, you know, it'll start running and doing wither skeletons, but I don't actually need any at the moment. And then over here, I do have a blaze spawner, a gas spawner, and an enderman spawner. The enderman spawner I have not ran yet because I have to set up the ender inhibitors. I need to set up one of those to stop the enderman from teleporting. So, but if we pop over and we take a look, and I'm still got to get lighting throughout the entire base. I'm going to get to it, I promise. I've just been so busy on here, it feels like. But if we take a look over here, you can see that we have almost 6.5 stacks of wither skeleton skulls. We have 16 stacks of ghast tears. I mean, we're pretty well set. We could go spawn the ender dragon all day and it wouldn't really impact us. The ghast do spawn perfectly fine in that room. So, but anyways, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to continue pushing through some progression. And the next thing that I would like to do, like if we take a look at the machine frames, we're in a position now that we can craft this one that takes the pink slime, no problem. You know, none of this is too bad. Now the next tier produces its own little obstacle that we have to overcome for the final tier of the industrial foregoing machines, and that is we're going to need to get ourselves some ether gas. Now this is actually really easy to do. All we have to do is set up a laser drill system and have it over the top of a wither. It needs to be a fluid laser system. Now there's a couple ways that we could actually go about this though. We could either go with the fluid laser and have it over an active wither, or have it over a wither in a stasis chamber, or we could go completely different and go with Woot, because Woot does offer the ability to right here, freaking laser beams. We can get ether gas from withers. So all we'd have to do is set up a Woot system and set this up. We are going to do a little bit with Woot. I actually enjoy Woot. I do not enjoy either of these. I think these should be completely disabled. I hate these because they make blood magic way too easy and they make ether gas way too easy. So we're not going to be going with either of these. They're kind of boring and kind of a bleh way to go about getting that ether gas, I think. So that leaves us with basically going with either an active wither or with going with an inactive wither on a stasis chamber. And originally I was thinking about going with a stasis chamber, but I think I have changed my mind. And I've decided on something else that I would rather do, personally. Let's pop over. I need to get... let me get gold and netherite. And I'm starting to get some of this stuff sorted. As you can see, I don't have a drawer controller over here, but let me grab that. And also, while I'm at it, because I know I'm going to need it, let me get... if we pop over... I did do a bit of mining between episodes, and let me grab just, not really a stack, let me get like a half stack. Even that's going to be way more than what we need at the moment. But let me go ahead and just enrich this gold, because we are going to be needing some enriched gold here shortly. Okay, so down here I have laid out, it was 32, but I used 3 to make fluid extractors, but let's grab ourselves 29 pity machine frames. I actually have somewhere. It's not in that. My stuff's a mess. I actually have this and I have this. Let's go ahead and grab these as well. And then let's grab this. And to make the simple machine frame, it's the gold gear. And I'm also going to have to get some plastic as well. Oh, I thought I made gold gears. Did I not make gold gears? Let's go ahead and just throw those into there. Let me go grab some more gold. But yeah, I knew we were about to need a lot of plastic, and I really didn't want to have to be manually making that. Or kind of, not really manually, but how we had it before, how I was having to make it. You know, it was a little bit more hands-on. I didn't like that. And I wanted to move away from it pretty quick. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and set this up so that we've got it. It's a pretty straightforward system. Really, all you need is a placer for that. So let me go ahead and just get these smelted up. And I may have to go farm up a little bit more netherite. Now, I will probably... I don't think there's any use for tiny dry rubber beyond... Yeah, just literally just making plastic. So I probably will automate that a bit further, because I really just need to have a smelter set up for it. And things are starting to kind of come together around the base, so it is making, like running around doing crafting and stuff, a whole lot better now than it was. I still have a couple things over at the other base, like my Botania stuff, that's really just waiting on me to get it moved and sorted out. So, alright. Then let's go ahead and we're going to dump 4 buckets of latex, because I think I'd rather just go ahead and bulk craft out these machine frames a little bit as we go, because I don't want to have to keep stopping and remaking these. And then we'll go ahead, we'll have this locked. We're actually going to be setting up a bunch of dissolution chambers before too long, so that we can just auto produce this stuff and kind of have recipes saved. And I'm going to go ahead and just put a chest right there, and I'm going to say your input you can pull from the left hand side, and that way it'll just automatically pull the things that it needs for this recipe here. And then it can make our simple machine frames while we go off and do something else. So, alright, now let's turn our attention over to the lasers that we're going to need. So we're going to need the laser drills, and I'm going to be going for 4 of these. Let me get, that's perfect. I'll go ahead and get these together. So gold gear, okay, of course I need gold gears. I thought I made, did I make diamond ones already? I think I did, but yeah, I made 8. Yeah, this over here is waiting on plastic too. Oh man. This won't be an issue by next episode, but like, I'd literally just got this set up like not that long ago. Okay, that's still got a bit to run through. Okay, I'll tell you what, while this is running, I sped it up for a bit. I mean, it's got plenty of latex in here, and I've got 15 buckets there. May even move a couple buckets, because by the time I make more simple machine frames, I'll have this built back up. It's funny because we got tons of pink slime, we have very little latex. I waited too long to get that automated. But while that's running, there's a couple other things that we can work on till our plastic gets built back up. First and foremost, let's go ahead and let's see. Let's pop down. Do I have much in the way of tempered glass? Probably not at this point. And actually, I'm going to grab... No, I've got plenty of tempered glass. I'm going to grab the glass that's over here, where we used to kill the wither as well, because we're done killing the wither over there. At least for now, anyways. Plus, I don't think, like I mentioned before, I don't think you actually need tempered glass in this pack, because FTB utilities, it seems as though its claim chunks will they're automatically mob proofed. So, okay, so what I want to do, let's see, this is 12 blocks. Okay, so I'm going to bring this over like 3 more, I think is what I'm comfortable with. Or 2 more. Yeah, 2 more. And then we're going to pull this stuff up. Yeah, we'll bring it over to here. And let me go ahead and just light this up a little bit. Let me grab and do what's going to be my border. And this gives me enough space. I can put something back in here as well. And then what we're going to do, we're going to come down like 2 blocks. And then we're going to put in basically what's going to be a wall that runs around this. And we're going to say that this will be the middle, I think. So 3, 4, 5, and then we'll come around 2, 2, 3, 1, 2. And then right here we'll come around. Okay, so we're going to have a little space that size there. with each of these being 7 blocks wide. So big 7 by 7 space here. And then we're just going to kind of run this around. Like so. Okay, now what I want to do is let's pop up. And there's cheaper ways to do this, but since I have like pretty much infinite redstone, I mean, it's not plugged up right now, but I'm going to be getting that plugged back up here very, very soon. And we've got tons of redstone. So we're just going to make the floor here out of redstone because why not? And like I said, we're going to be going with an active wither today, and that is because what we're going to be setting up is going to be multi-purpose. Because of this, the mods that this pack has, this actually is going to make for a pretty useful system. And one that means we'll probably never again have to run the wither skeleton spawner. Because this will take care of us for free. Okay. I got too much redstone. That's fine. So there's that. And then here in the middle, we're going to put down... I got to actually rather it dip down like that. We're going to do that. And then we're going to have tempered glass setting right here. And then we're going to build this up. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, and 4. Then we're just going to fill in all of this. And then what we're going to do, and this is going to have a border that runs along it, or like a railing, because we're not going to want to step into this section. But I also don't just want to glass over the top. We could do that, but I don't think I want to. Because this is going to be a system we don't really have to get up there and access it or anything like that. And then what we're going to do is, let's pop back up. Let's see how our plastic's going. Let me get some more plastic being smelted. And then we'll get on with the next part here. And back over to our laser drills. We can go ahead and get these now. Let me get... I'll just get as many of those as I can get. There's 11. There is our 4 laser drills. So we'll go ahead and take that. And we're going to complete a few quests today. None of them, I don't think, give rewards. Alright, let's pop down at this point. Alright, right here, let's go ahead and... place down a couple blocks. We're going to tear these up. But we're going to go ahead and just put down our laser drills and have them facing in this direction. And you can do this with just one of these, but the more that you have, the more power that you can feed into this system. And of course there is upgrades and things that we can apply, and we will down the road, but just to speed up our production speed. But for now, just having 4 of these is going to be pretty good. So there we go. And I've got an idea of bringing like a support up, kind of holding these in place, but we'll get to that later. So these are going to say target not found. Of course, they're looking for there being a laser drill there, and presently there is not, or a laser base. And now the other thing that we're going to need is the fluid laser base. Now this requires an advanced machine frame, but beyond that it is pretty straightforward to make. And this is going to take our pink slime. So let me actually just go ahead and grab, actually let me get like 4 buckets of pink slime. I'll probably just end up putting a crafter in place of this frame drawer, and then have that feed into a furnace, and then have our drawer. I don't think I'm going to have a drawer for tiny dry rubber, because once I get everything set up, we're not going to be needing that. Okay, now while we're waiting for more rubber, I'm probably going to stop and do some editing while that rubber builds up here in just a minute. I didn't think about that, being behind on that. I hadn't checked it before I started recording, but I want to go ahead and make some spikes. Now, there's a variety of different spikes that we can make, but truth be told, most of these are just way too expensive to make a bunch of them. However, iron spikes from Cyclic are super cheap. So we're going to go ahead and make ourselves, how many am I going to need? I'm going to need 40 of them, which works out. So let me get the stuff. Okay, so there is our 40 spikes. And we're going to pop down and just place these on top of the redstone. which is going to activate them. As you can see, spikes are going to come up, and they're going to be ready to dish out some damage. Okay, so that's in place now, and I'm going to go ahead and get a vacuum hopper and an ender chest, because we're going to be feeding stuff up to our mob farm drawers out of this this system here. And I also need to get an ender tank, and I'll do that. I've got to edit some footage, so I'm going to get that stuff together and let this finish running through some latex here. Okay, I went ahead and I just plugged up some power in, like going into these fluid extractors, just to speed these up. This one over here doesn't have any fluid, any power, but that's fine. It doesn't make a huge difference, but I figured why not. I will probably end up removing this power down the road, or just letting this all back up. Honestly, it's probably the route that I'll take once it does fill up. But at this point, let's go ahead. Let me grab these things out. Let me unlock this. Grab this stuff out. And there's our simple machine frames. And then if we take a look at the fluid laser base, we're going to need the advanced machine frame. This is the netherite scrap, the gold, the diamond gears. Okay, so let's lay this out real quick. We're going to lock that. Then we'll go ahead and put our pink slime in. That's going to start running. And now I've got to go I've got to go get some more diamond gears going. I'm actually going to need quite a bit of these. I might get enough for 10 diamond gears. Oh, and I didn't put the netherite scrap in there. Okay, so there you go. And there is our very first advanced machine frame. So, woo! And that's going to complete a quest. And back over to the fluid laser base. I just need I need 2 plastic. I feel like we're starting to get into the groove. Like, things are getting a lot easier to make. We are going to get some auto mining up and going before too long. I think, because I'm starting to feel like it would be quite useful just to be able to mine like gold, netherite, diamonds. Those are the big things. But there's our fluid laser base. Oh, and silver. Silver and nickel. Because I used a lot of electrum, and I used a lot of constant tan between episodes. Alright, so now that we've got that, well, we're going to want the purple laser lens, for sure. And this is 250 latex, 4 glass panes, and some purple dye. So let me get that together, and I'm going to have to run out that pink slime. Okay, I'm going to let that finish out. It's got enough of everything. And I think I'm going to go ahead, like if we were to make a white laser lens, just white dye. I don't know if I just want to go ahead and make... Yeah, let's just go ahead and make a few of these so that we've got them for down the road. Because we can always re-dye these. You know, that's not a big deal, so I'm just going to go ahead and make... That way it comes out to be a bucket. Since I don't have dedicated dissolution chambers set up just yet, we will have them before too long. That might even be something that I work on between episodes, because we'll have ether gas, which is one of the other things that I would like to have. But there's still one more fluid that we're going to have to get in particular. You know, one fluid that comes to mind, which we're going to start into maybe next episode. It's the reason I made all these steel casings. I don't know that we'll actually use these steel casings today. Probably not, but that's for something that we're going to be doing. Okay, so there's our 7 advanced machine frames. And we're going to go ahead and just unlock this. Take all that out. And we're going to grab ourselves a bucket of latex, and we'll just get these ran. Let me go ahead and just lock that for just a minute. Okay, so there's our purple laser lens. Alright, so now what we're going to do, I think we're ready to go. Let me get the stuff. Let me get some soul sand and some wither skulls real quick. And then we'll just pop down to our spike pit. Now, let's see. Right here, I'm going to break this for just a moment. I'm going to put an ender chest sitting right there, I think. Go ahead and build that back up. And right below this ender chest, we're going to put in an absorption hopper. We're going to say that the upside is items, And we're going to show the area here. I'm going to offset it 1 to the east. No, 2 to the east. Yeah, 2 to the east. So, like that. And it's actually laid out in a pretty good spot, I think. I'm going to drop it 1 more down, just to be on the safe side. So we're going to have it basically covering this little spike pit. And then what we're going to do is... well, we'll set up the power and stuff here in just a moment. Let's go ahead now. Let's place down just a block, just for a second here. Then we're going to take and we're going to build our wither, just right here. And let me get the fluid laser base at the ready. We're going to go ahead, boom. And then we're going to put down our fluid laser base right there. And we're going to run off. Woo! And let him activate. Bada boom. Okay. So now our wither is just hanging out inside of our little box. And let me go ahead. Let me actually just light this up a little bit here. We are going to put some soundproofing as well. Let's go ahead. We're going to put our purple laser lens into there. You can see that these laser drills have found the fluid laser base at this point. Did I not put... Oh, yeah, that's right. This isn't diamond locked. I did the same thing with the pig stuff the other day. And I forgot to diamond lock it, and that's why all that's there. Which I haven't bothered to dump it out. So somebody, maybe, at some point, will try an orange chest and be pleasantly surprised that there's a lot of free pork in there. Alright, can I, there we go. Diamond lock it. Give me my asphalt back. And you can see all his wither minions that are spawning. He spawns them right inside this little space. Like, perfectly. And so all of his little wither minions will get spawned just directly onto the spikes and just get annihilated on those. So I kind of like the way the redstone looks under there as well. Kind of nifty. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to place down... let me go get some more diamonds. And we're going to go ahead and put just an ender tank on top of this. And we're going to diamond lock it. It's going to be gray, gray, gray. That's our... what's going to be our ether gas line. And then on top of that, we're going to put in a power cell, or an ender cell. This is a spirited one. And then we're going to run power down. You can see this doesn't actually take power. But the laser drills are what take the power. And then they send it over, of course, to the fluid laser base. So what we're going to do, we're just going to run this like so. And then what we should see is this should be getting some progress. And then in a moment, once it reaches its 20 progress, each laser drill providing 1 progress, of course. Once it reaches its 20, we get our first 10 millibuckets of ether gas. And so we're going to say the output is going to be top, push, there we go. And so now we're going to start getting ether gas into our ender tank. It looks like he did. I didn't think about him spawning some inside of there. I'll figure out some way to deal with them. That's not really a huge concern, I don't think. And every once in a while he takes some damage, but it's not much, so it's not a big deal. But these guys, they're going to be dropping wither skull fragments. And then what we can do is we can have those just turned into wither skeleton skulls. And they're also going to drop like Inferium essence and stuff. But they'll never drop any swords or anything. So that's good. Now I don't think I'll need to name tag since it's a boss. As long as the server doesn't get set to like peaceful or anything for a moment, we should be fine. And we should be able to keep our wither hanging out here. Now let me get some soundproofing. And then let's go ahead and turn all these into concentrated soundproofing as well. And if we put these in, one right there. Whoops. Oh no, it just turned my pick. Okay, be careful of that, by the way. Anyways, we can go ahead and we can put our concentrated soundproofings down. Now I could put these in the corners and have them turned into just tempered glass, but honestly, I don't mind them sitting there. To be perfectly honest, when they're small like that, I don't want the full block size, but I like the little small ones there. So that's going to keep our wither pretty quiet and keep him from making a whole bunch of racket for us. And all these wither minions running around here. And if we take a look here, we have 150 millibuckets of ether gas, so we're generating a little bit at the moment. Now to actually upgrade to this one, we need 135 millibuckets of ether gas. And I'm going to put down one of these right here, just as a reference. I like keeping, one of all the ender tanks that I've got. Alright, so let's go ahead. I'm probably going to try to, between episodes, move my dissolution chamber. I'm also going to have to make a new pick, I think, which is fine. I can do that. Not a big deal. But let's go ahead and just set up our ender tank here. Let's diamond lock it. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and just auto output this for just a second here, just to get some ether gas into the dissolution chamber. And then to upgrade our advanced machine frame, yeah, I've got a few of these. Now let's go ahead. I don't want to get rid of all of these. Let's just make like 3 for right now, I think. And then we'll go from there. But we're going to need plastic. We're going to need netherite ingots. We're going to need diamonds and diamond gears. Okay. Oh, and I don't have my pick anymore, so I can't go mine netherite right this second. I don't think I had... oh, it's over here. I know I made a couple ingots, so I'll probably just use those. I think I got, yeah, just one. Okay. Well, I've got 2 netherite in here, so we'll just use that. But that gives me an excuse to reset up the enchanting area, because I was wanting to do that anyways. And I wasn't planning on doing it this soon, but that gives me a perfect excuse to go ahead and do it, I suppose. Alright, there we go. We'll get that running, and this will get us the very final tier of the industrial foregoing machine frames. But there's our supreme machine frame, so yay. Now there is, of course, the last machine frame in this long line of machine frames is the thermal one. We need sulfuric acid for that. We're going to start moving into that. The rest of this is all pretty straightforward and really easy for us to get. Even the RF Tools ones are not expensive at this point. But what I would like to do now, let's pop down. Let me grab a wither skeleton skull. And let me get some wool. And let's go ahead and get ourselves a Wither Boss Death Muffler. We're not actually going to be killing this Wither, but we are going to deal with his health bar. We're just going to put it right there. And then we're going to right-click it, and that way we don't have to have the Wither Boss Bar anymore. So, yay. And now he's nice and quiet and doesn't bother us. And he can produce lots of ether gas for us. So there we go. Now we got ether gas coming in, and we should be, we got 280 millibuckets at the moment. Like I said, I'm probably going to get the dissolution chamber moved. I think what I would like to do is have one for each recipe that we're going to be kind of automating. Probably not the laser lenses, but like pink slime ingots, I'm going to want that. I'm going to want... Oh, it's going to be so many of them. It's going to be an absolute ton of them. Because we're going to need the night sky stuff. We're going to need the different machine frames. So I'm basically just going to have to build a wall of dissolution chambers. So luckily they're cheap, so I'll probably get on that and try to get that set up. Really just waiting on plastic to build up. But anyways, I think we're going to end this episode out here. Next episode, originally I was planning on moving into a bit of mechanism, going for sulfuric acid, but I think instead we're going to spend next episode, doing some gear-related stuff, some gearing up and things, because I don't have a pickaxe now, and we're going to remake it, but we're going to remake it better, since we're going to be remaking it anyways. Because now I think is the time that we go ahead and we start getting into some of the advanced alloys from like silence gears, and also into material grading, which is going to make a big difference as well. So we're going to start getting into that next episode, and probably go ahead and upgrade our pick and our armor and stuff, and also get into advanced enchanting. So that'll be fun. It's going to be a really fun episode, or two, depending, because there's a few other things I'd like to delve into. So we'll see how things go, but may as well, since we're going to have to remake the pick though. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already, to stay updated with when new videos come out, and I hope to see you guys next time. So until then, as always, do take care, stay safe. I'll see you guys then.